tonight, but I do want to offer you a little bit of a warning. If I just happen to be smited by God in the middle of the set, just please don't be alarmed. I'll tell you why. So as Jess alluded to earlier, tonight is Yom Kippur for all those hungry Jews out there, me and myself included. So that's the night or the day that starts at sundown one day and sundown the next, until sundown the next day, that hungry Jews like myself fast for an entire 24 hours, and then apparently their entire last year's amount of sins all gone. So yeah, and I'm not at temple at all. I'm here. I'm about to do stand-up, so that's one strike against me. Number two, this is not my first time doing stand-up on Yom Kippur. Actually, 3 years ago when I was a freshman, I did stand-up on Yom Kippur, and I promised God the next day, God, I'll never do that again. So number three, it's also Shabbat, which is the Jewish day of rest. So I should be lighting some fucking candles right now and saying prayers back at home. But again, I'm here. So again, just to recap, this is the second time I'm doing stand-up on Yom Kippur. It's Shabbat, and I'm about to do some stand-up about my first time at a strip club. So again, if I drop dead right now, please don't be alarmed and continue on with your normal lives. Anyway, so over the summer I turned 21. Woo! Yeah, right? So I live on Long Island, so naturally I just go to the city to drink where I lose all my money. And my roommate Drew actually is from DC, but he had an internship in the city, so he got a dorm at NYU, so I crashed there a bunch. And one night, we went out, and we were going back to his apartment, and he just decided, Jeff, do you want to go to the strip club? Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm drunk, let's do it! So we stupidly stumble into the first establishment that we see. I say establishment just to make it a little bit more classy. So we stumble into this place called Rick's Cabaret. Now, a little bit of an epilogue before I go into the story. I found out later, about like the next day, that Rick's Cabaret is actually a chain strip club, everyone. I did not know those existed. So my first time at a strip club was at the fucking McDonald's of strip clubs. Okay, and I was thinking about it more and more, and I thought that any chain restaurant slogan does not apply here to Rick's Cabaret. I'll just start. McDonald's, I'm loving it. No, I did not. Burger King, have it your way. I definitely did not. Applebee's, see you tomorrow. No, you will not. Applebee's again, eating good in the neighborhood. No, I did not. No way. Anyway, so we stumble into Rick's Cabaret, and almost immediately, I'm very drunk at this point, so there's a little bit of like things that I just caught my eye and I remember later. The first day we stumble into the strip club, I immediately sit down, and I just remember seeing Drew just going like this. Pointing at me, I'm like, oh God, what the fuck is coming my way? And what was coming my way was a really big, slightly chunky black woman by the name of Georgia. Okay? And, I'm polite, so I said, hi there, but instead of, introducing herself, no, like, introduction, like, her name was Georgia, as I found out later, but here was her introduction. So imagine me sitting at about this height, and I just get a whole bunch of this going on. Now, I will say something. In her defense, and in my defense, I do have a bit of jungle fever. I do like black women. But at the same time, I don't necessarily like a bunch of rainforest in my face, if you know what I mean. You guys. Anyway, so she's twerking up all in my face like I'm Robin Thicke's dick. And, I didn't know what to say because, again, I'm polite. She didn't introduce herself. That was her introduction. It was a nice big butt in my face. And And, you know, I just got this, like, it was more of a shock, more than disgusting. It was disgusting. But it was like, more of a shock. And apparently she saw that, which didn't mean, okay, maybe I should stop and, you know, do something different. She goes right to the jugular and says, I'm gonna grab your dick. So about 500 million, like, exclamation points and, you know, question marks start going off in my head. I'm trying to process this. Now, I'm gonna... Fuck it. Anyway, a very quick review of biology, boys and girls. A fight or flight situation is one where the body either stays put and fights it through or gets up and leaves. And basically this really applied to this area right here. So what does good old Prometheus do? By the way, side note, my dick's name is Prometheus, the Prometheus landed. Anyway, what does Prometheus do? Prometheus just takes flight and right back into my body, my penis inverted. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. I don't think that's what she was expecting, but, you know, it's biology. Anyway, then I hear in my peripherals, I hear, like, whoever was, like, the DJ saying, all right, who wants a nice sensual massage from Chastity? Really ironic name, by the way. Chastity. I was like, yes, but, of course, there's this huge ass in front of my body. So obviously, even when I'm like doing this, I can't say, no, please me. And of course I'm not picked, but Drew is. And Drew gets this really nice sensual massage from this woman named Chastity. Anyway, so Georgia's done at this point, and she says $20. I didn't even ask for this, but you know, because I don't want to be kicked and punched in the face, I just gladly paid the $20. Then, almost immediately after, Drew comes up to me and says, Jeff, I have a little bit of a problem. I don't have any money. So I had to pay an extra $30 for his sensual massage. So if you're keeping a count or a score at home, that is Rick's Cabaret 50 and my Jew wallet $1 left. So I'm very, very annoyed at this point. I'm like, fuck this shit. I just paid $50, 20 for a lap dance or whatever the fuck that was that I did not want, and $30 for something I did want but didn't get, but then my friend was too stupid to have enough money, so whatever. I just go to the bathroom, and I go in, I wash my face, I'm like looking at myself, trying to be introspective. And I did not notice this, but there was a big black bathroom attendant to the right. His name was Jeb. And Jeb was just stood there like, long night, man. I just nodded my head. Yeah. I didn't want to get into it because, you know, I had dealt with enough at this point. But then Jeb, trying to be the nice bathroom attendant, just said, you know, this ain't a life you want to get used to. Now, folks, when a bathroom attendant at a chain strip club tells you that this is not the life you want, you have made serious, horrible decisions in your life. So, but I decided to be polite. I'm angry at myself, but, you know, I'm still polite. I'm like, yep. I'm just like, okay, cool. And then he comes over and sprays like 75-cent cologne on me, which I did not want. But again, I'm polite. So I take out the last $1 in my wallet, and I give it to him, trying to be nice. And he's like, nah, man, you need it more than me. Again, when a bathroom attendant at a chain strip club denies you a single $1 tip because you need it more than him, you have seriously fucked up. Okay, so at this point, I'm starting to sober. I'm like, well, I have no money in my wallet. I gotta go to an ATM or something before I go home. I need to pay for my train ticket back home. So I go over to the ATM, and above the ATM, it has a sign that says, no matter where you or your debit card has been, we hope you have enjoyed your time at Rick's. So I'm like thinking to myself, how would a debit card, you know, have a great time at a strip club. So it's like, I was starting doing the transaction, I'm just like, swipe the card. Oh. 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 And then I thought to myself, you know, this is really great. An inanimate object like a debit card can have a much better time than I did at fucking Rick's Cabaret. I see the light, but I'm alive. I wasn't smited, everyone! Good night!